Those of us who might be challenging our drains a little bit more than usual, either because we're staying home or maybe whether it's the law of supply and demand for some of your paper products, hair products, everything that goes down that drain. You want this and you need this. It's from what we call the A-Team. They've been here for over 16 years, for decades. They are the go-to family that professional restaurants and hotels and hair salons go to, hair groomers, because it's the only drain cleaner that we're aware of that actually dissolves that hair. So you're not just getting one, you are getting two. And remember, it is a drain cleaner, not a drain opener, but it's safe for all pipes. I always say auto ship, auto ship, auto ship. We can only ship this during select times of the year, so now's the time that you need it and you want it. So we've got your first look, and we have, I call him the triple threat, Amos the third. And I know it's funny, triple threat, because we were talking holiday gift giving, but let's be honest, whether it's company is coming, nobody's happy if there's a clogged drain. And, you know, a clogged drain is not a happy day, especially in a world where we're living with no contact, and it's hard to get repair people over to the house. Talk about how different this is and what it does and how it does it.
Okay, number one, SuperFast. This is our liquid form, and it has an accelerated formula. What that means to you is it works on contact. You don't have to wait 30 minutes for it to go to work. Shannon, it works in seconds with that accelerated formula. Now, the dynamic way that it works, SuperFast turns your hair into foam. It turns your food into foam. All your grease and oils in the drain line turn into foam. That's the dynamic way that it works. Now, this foam breaks down into liquid. You give it about 10 minutes to do that. Then you'll run hot water for 5 minutes. You have a squeaky clean drain line. Nothing sticky, nothing oily left behind, so it doesn't attract that new clog. Unlike the consumer products that you see at the store, it's not about how much acid or ammonia or bleach is in your product. I'm going to use this one right here. I read the label on the back of this bottle. Products like these contain acid, bleach, ammonia, there's animal fats, there's lies in there. This is highly corrosive materials that you're picking up at your local home stores and your depots. Now, I poured half that bottle down the drain. That's what they told me to do. And you can see 90% of those chemicals, they trickle past the clog and they end up down here. That curve unit, that's designed to hold fluids. It holds fluids to keep odors from coming back up into your house, but the chemicals are sitting there building heat of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Shannon, that's too hot. Your pipes aren't bulletproof. They'll crack. I want to give it a minute and come right back to it, and we're going to see how fast and how good this works. Now, if you have standing water at home, this is important. You can pour the SuperFast right down the drain line, because around the holidays, you have all the greases and oils going down the drain line, and when they come in contact, like right now, it's cold out, so your pipes are cold. When the grease and oil comes in contact with that cold pipe, it hardens and solidifies right away, and now you have a clog that is just stuck in your drain lines. So you need a proprietary formula like our SuperFast to break it down right away without any heat index. SuperFast doesn't have a heat index. So watch this. Count to yourself right now. How long does it take for our SuperFast to go to work? You'll see that in 10 seconds or less, it starts to burp, it starts to gurgle, it starts to foam and fizz, and it's doing what it's designed to do. It's saponifying. That's the dynamic way that it works. It's saponifying last week's food, last month's food, Shannon, even last year's food that's hardened and solidified in your drain lines, breaking all that down, turning it into foam. Now, right back to test tube number 2. It smells so bad from all the chemicals, the acid, the bleach, the ammonia. But one thing they tell you on the back of this bottle, they tell you don't mix chemicals. You could have a bad reaction. Since we have an innovative drain cleaning method without acid, without ammonia, without animal fats and lies in here, we can put it right over top of that consumer product that you put down the tube. All you need is about 6 ounces down a clogged drain line. And here we go, bottoms up. You could see it's gotten through the chemicals, and with that accelerated formula, it's breaking it down like it's supposed to. No chemical reaction is happening, and that's why we call it SuperFast, because it works so good. It gets the job done effectively. It's economical. All you need is 6 to 8 ounces down a clogged drain line, and it'll clean it.
It will, by the way, take a moment to read some of those reviews on hsn.com, because I'm telling you, they read like love letters. And I realize we're all kind of in the mood and in the mode of gift shopping, but this is the gift that you give yourself. No kidding, as recently as yesterday, I gave thanks for this because let's be honest, when it's the holidays, whether we're putting more hair products on or shaving cream or maybe paper products, you know, I mean, things are challenged and we're all using those drains, taxing those drains more than we ever have. It's the set of 2, but do that auto ship because remember, and Allison, I want to double check. Does that mean you also secure the 5 flex pay even on the auto ship? I'm going to double check on that because I'll have Allison double check. But in the meantime, you can get it now while we've got it, 084478. So once more, triple threat. I love how you describe this. Easy for me to say. Saponification.
Saponification.
It doesn't damage my pipes, does it?
It's safe on all pipes. And what you just saw there, this footage, if you have standing water at home, we have a perfect consistency in our product that weighs heavier than water. So what that means to you is it gets through that standing water into that clog. And with that accelerated formula, it starts to work on contact because it's not if, it's when you're going to have a clog. It's inevitable. So you're going to want a proprietary formula like our SuperFast to get the job done right away. And then you'll just run that water for about 5 minutes. Shannon, you see how squeaky clean that drain line is? I'm going to do it one more time here on test tube number 2. Once everything's been broken down, I mean, you let the SuperFast sit for 10 minutes to turn everything in the drain line into foam. Now you run that water for 5 minutes and run hot water. The drain line comes out squeaky clean, Shannon. I mean, nothing sticky, nothing oily is left behind. You'll love it for that. And like I said, safe on all your plumbing at home, PVC, galvanized steel, the terracotta clay pipes that run under your house. But let me show you this. Ew. Shannon, do you see that right there?
Ew.
The dirtiest place in your whole house is the drain line of the kitchen sink. If you didn't know, there's 500,000 particles of bacteria per square inch in the drain line of your kitchen sink. And look at this one, Shannon. It looks like I just pulled that out of the drain line of the kitchen sink. This here represents the hardened and solidified grime that's in your drain line, last week's food, last month's food, even last year's food that's hardened and solidified in your drain line. Look at how it attacks the grease and grime that's solidified, breaking it down into foam. Highly innovative, highly effective on breaking down grease. But you know what? Hair is the #1 culprit when it comes to your clogs at home. Every clog consists of some hair. So I've got a time-lapse video because I have to show you this. When you have hair in your drain line, it takes 10 minutes for our SuperFast to break that down into foam, saponifying the hair. And you need that because a lot of us have pets at home and you have long hair at home. And if you clean your pet one time in the tub or the sink, your drain line could look like this on the inside. I mean, if you don't handle that, that builds and builds and builds until that line is choked out full of pet hair or your hair, my hair, anybody's hair, it'll clog out. So I got to show you this. These 2 drain here, I'm going to use a side by side. These represent the big 6-inch tubes that go from under your house out to the sidewalk, down to the city sanitation. Now here's 6 to 8 ounces of SuperFast in test tube number 2. Shannon, I'm going to use this whole bottle in test tube number 1, and I want you to pay attention to what happens to all the chemicals in the drain line. They just go right to the bottom, and the chemicals just sit there lingering, lurking, and burning up the inside of your drain line. No good. SuperFast is highly effective at breaking down the grease and oil without a heat index, without heating up those drain lines. That's important. It gets the job done effectively. Now, if you're just tuning in, one more time, 6 to 8 ounces of SuperFast is all you need down a clogged drain line. And I want to let you know, even if you don't have a clog, if you have just a drain gas or a drain odor, that is a job for SuperFast. This eliminates the drain gases, the drain odors, all the bugs and the critters, you know what I'm saying, around the holidays. That happens too. It breaks all that down, turning it all into foam. So you let the product do the work so you don't have to. My dad's Professor Amos, and he told me growing up, son, above all things, get understanding. Let the product do the work so you don't have to. I want you to work smarter, not harder.
Well, and it's a perfect opportunity. We don't say it lightly. You know, it's one of the inevitables in life. We don't do this every month of the year. So when we do have what we call the cooler weather, that's the only time that we can send it to you. No kidding, read some of those reviews on hsn.com. I mean, it sounds crazy to say that they read like love letters, but no kidding, if there's a slow drain or a clogged drain, ain't nobody happy. And this is the ultimate way to not only clear it, but dissolve that hair and clean that drain, not just poke a little hole or damage your pipes. And that is why you are #1, my friend.
Well, that's why we're #1, Shannon, and I love it. No gloves, no mask. I don't need to ventilate the bathroom when I'm using it. I don't need to grab the plunger and start putting the wear and tear on the drain lines. Let the product do the work. Work smarter, not harder.
I love it. Well, we love you. Good to have you in the show. Continue to be safe out there. Love you, love you, love you.
I love you back. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.